Today's Bible story is about the first two sons of the first two people, Cain and Abel. And you can read about this story in Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 16. Important Bible truths that we need to remember and that are being taught to us by these stories is that God is totally good. God is greater than everything. God is faithful. That is, he keeps his promises, or he does what he says he will do. God is loving and gracious. But God hates sin. God hates disobedience because of what happens to people when they disobey. And then there's lessons about people. People must answer to God for everything that they do. All people do wrong and are separated from God because of their wrongdoing. And that story is shown, those truths are shown in this story today. Adam and Eve were the first man and woman, and they sinned in the Garden of Eden. And the sin that they had brought death. God told them that they would die. It brought death, and that death is separation from God, who is the source of life. And the man, the woman, and the snake in our previous story were all told that something bad would happen because of what they'd done. God killed an animal to make clothes for Adam and Eve and cover their nakedness. Adam and Eve had to leave the garden, the special place that God had provided for them. God also told Eve that she would have children, but have children in great pain. And sure enough, they did have children. The first two sons of Adam and Eve were Cain and Abel. They were born perhaps even as twins. And Adam and Eve were very proud of their sons and raised them together. And as the boys grew, Abel became a shepherd, taking care of animals and flocks. And Cain was a farmer, growing plants and gathering fruits. And one day, the two of them decided to give an offering to God. Cain brought fruit from his gardens, and he offered it to God. And Abel brought a sheep from his flock to offer it to God. We're not told why, but God accepted the offering of Abel, but not of Cain. And God's response was, Cain is not accepted, Abel was accepted. And Cain was angry. He said, that's not fair. And God told Cain, he said, you are angry. Why has your face turned so sour? Be careful, because sin, that is bad behavior, is waiting to trap you. Remember, if you do good, you will be accepted. But Cain did not accept what God said, and he was jealous of his brother. And so they went out to the field together, and Cain struck his brother and killed him. And God saw what had happened. And God called out to Cain, and he said to Cain, where is your brother? Cain said, am I responsible for my brother? And God said, his blood is calling out to me from the ground, for I know that you have killed him, and I must punish that. He told Cain, because of what you've done, you can no longer live on this land. You must wander over the face of the earth, and you will be separated from God and from people. And Cain said, oh, that's too harsh. That's too heavy a punishment. People will go out, and I will go and I'll meet someone, and they will kill me because of my brother Abel. And God said, no, I will protect you, and I will not allow anyone to harm you. And in this simple story, there's some important Bible truths. God is totally good. God is greater than everything. God hates sin. And people must answer to God for the things that they do. And all people, from Adam and Eve and Cain onward, all people, you and me, we have all done wrong things and are separated from God, but he still loves us and has a plan for us. This simple story comes to you out of the Bible, Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 16.